Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. In this video, I'm going to talk a bit about Project 1, which is 15% of our grade, and the Experience, Observation, and Connection paper. For this assignment, you will write a formal academic essay connecting your own experiences, observations, viewpoints, just really things you have learned in life to the ideas presented in the TED Talk Connected But Alone by Sherry Turkle. I've provided you the link to the speech here. And I want you to think about the fact that this paper is not a simple summary of her TED Talk, but instead the goal is to really analyze and think critically about how your own experiences, and I've noted it here, right, really connect to larger ideas about this technological age we're in. How does it affect communication and the way that we connect with one another? Does it contribute to loneliness? How does it impact relationships or social media? Your essay should combine personal experience, reflection, analysis, and a discussion of the TED Talk throughout the paper. You can see here I've given you a brief list of requirements, so the essay should be between 900 and 950 words, but this does not count the title, the information in the left-hand corner, or the works cited page, and you also need to use MLA formatting. So remember that on Blackboard under Course Resources, I've given you an MLA fill-in-the-blank template. You also need to include at least 4 direct quotes from the TED Talk, but no more than 6, just because we're not writing a very long essay. Keep in mind as well that quotes should not fall more than 3 lines on the page, so not more than 3 double-spaced lines. Now, I did go through and give you just some possible topics. Keep in mind that you are not limited to these topics, but you could of course use one. And then I have also listed some possible approaches, so you can kind of read through those on your own. If you're unsure about a topic and approach, feel free to email me and I can give you some feedback. Each paragraph should be between 5 to 7 sentences, and I've also given you some information about how you might think about both citing. So here you'll see, because this is a TED Talk, it does differ a bit from a book or an article, so you should be crediting her name and the timestamp, so either in the sentence and the parenthetical note, so her name here is in the sentence, so it doesn't have to be cited again with the timestamp. If her name wasn't in the sentence, you would have to put something like Turkle, right? So say here, you could just say according to, or say you had already identified who she is, so right. But you do need to make sure her name is credited with each direct quote in some way, shape, or form. I did go ahead and also note how you should format that works cited page, so you can feel free to look through that. You just want to make sure that you consider the fact that you are using the most updated version of MLA. And I did remind you, so if you look kind of through the formatting here, that your introduction should hook the reader, introduce, of course, the TED Talk topic, and end with that clear 3-point thesis. Each body paragraph, I know we talked about the length already, 5 to 7 sentences, but it should also explain an idea from her discussion, include then some evidence, right? So quotes or paraphrases from the TED Talk, connect your own experiences or observations, and then of course think about why these ideas are significant, right? So we're thinking about how your own experiences are significant, as well as connecting it back to the thesis statement. And that's, of course, something you can use to guide you as you go through the assignment. I've also noted what to do in the conclusion, so you're kind of taking a full circle approach, so reiterating the ideas you leave off on, or started with rather, so reiterating the ideas that you started with in some way, but you should also really take the time to come to a new conclusion about why we should care about this topic. What can we really take away from your experiences juxtaposed to hers? And I've also given you some templates for a 3-point thesis. If you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to help.